In 2023, I decided that I want to highlight and celebrate the music on the Game Gear and Sega Master System. This included the original music as well as arrangements. One problem: there's like no arrangements of Game Gear and Master System music. I mean, that's an exaggeration, there's a few, but like, compared to every other system I've looked at, it's scarce. So I had this crazy idea: what if I just made all the arrangements? So, over the course of a couple of years, I made quite a few arrangements from scratch, using my ears and my favorite tracker. I've moved on now to focus on the PC Engine, which is just a little more bountiful in that regard, but I never really did anything with all those arrangements. So, I'm gonna take a bunch of my favorites and just put them on a little album. So, here I've got for you 19 short but sweet little arrangements of Sega Master System and Game Gear tunes. I tried to keep all of them within more or less like what you'd find on a contemporary arrangement album, so it's nothing too crazy. But I think it's pretty good. I mean, I did select these 19 tunes because I was happy with them after all. It's available for free on Bandcamp, but if you want to support me, that is very much appreciated. Alright, having said all that, I kind of want to just yap about some little details that I enjoy. Alright, let's get into some behind the scenes kind of stuff. As a reminder, the Sega Master System and Game Gear, and some other stuff, the sound chip, the SN76, I forgot what it was exactly, it's just 3 square wave channels, no modulation options. So, for Scramble Spirits, you got this kind of funny rhythm going. That weird high-pitched beep. I mean, it's kind of working, but it's also kind of odd, right? Well, the Sega Master System also had a FM extension. So some games, including this one, you can get an FM version of the soundtrack, which isn't actually that much of an improvement because it's like a cost-cut FM thing, if I recall correctly. Let's give it a listen, though. I mean, it's a little silly, but it turns out that this tune is actually ported from an arcade. Let's give that a listen. That's a cowbell. That's my friend, the 808. That's really funny. So naturally, of course, when I'm replicating it, I gotta get that cowbell. It's not purely 808. I think this one is actually from something else. Okay, this isn't labeled, but yeah. Natural sound, and I love it. And I think it was just calling for this like kind of electro bass instead of the FM. Like the FM is a natural fit, but why not? It's I don't know, it's pretty fun, pretty simple too. So anyway, yeah, this became one of my favorites just because it's a good little electro track. It definitely could have been more electro, but I thought the M1 brass kind of fit. Alright, and once again, you only had 3 square waves, and you couldn't really get any bass tones either. It was kind of clocked too high. Plus the hardware you had tiny speakers, you wouldn't really hear the bass. So then we get this tune from Ecco the Dolphin. I don't know about you, but when I heard that, I thought that's too big of a tune for its britches. It's trying to fill more space than it has. So I decided to arrange it with a bit more space, a bit more delay, a bit more layers, a bit more bass. You got this incredibly cool detuned synth here. Once again, synth 1. You have some non-delayed layers. This has a little bit of a tail, right? And then you have the all-important multi-layered chords. I think this is like a little peek into what the composers were aiming for, but what they couldn't get on those 3 channels. I also think you could expand this to be way, way bigger, but I was trying to, you know, stay a little bit within like maybe what you'd hear at the time on like a redbook soundtrack. Last one I'm going to feature, let's just listen to the original real quick. So, with chiptunes like this, it's not, at least not to me, super clear exactly what instrumentation they're going for. It's kind of just its own thing. But I also think it's open to interpretation, and in my mind, this was an orchestral score, and I wanted to recreate it with like something contemporary. I don't remember where I picked this up, but somebody described orchestral as like a lot of textures that you can flip-flop back and forth between, and that's what I'm hearing in here. I brought up this one example just to kind of show you what I'm talking about, because like it's way higher tempo, but you hear how it's like bombastic and then it kind of pulls back and you get the pizzicato and like a little bit of woodwind. It's like an entirely different texture because it's entirely different instrumentation. But that's something I wanted to like recreate for this shop theme. So I've got this like pizzicato and, you know, sustained strings, and then I kind of pull it back and I get this like I think I had a piano, yeah, piano and like a flute, clarinet, my bad. Orchestral is not really my favorite thing, nor something I'm ever strong with. Probably those two are probably related. But I've learned a lot just from like listening to it and kind of analyzing it, realizing, oh, there's a lot to see here. I really want to show off these articulations real quick. I got this pizzicato. And then, I don't remember what this was called. Stabs. Spiccato, I think? There's a lot of back and forth just in the bars here. Of course, this might be super duper basic stuff if you actually like orchestral, but that's not me. I'm still learning it. I'm still learning to appreciate it. Anyway, that's just a few little things I wanted to highlight, show like what's going on in my head when I made all these arrangements. Once again, it's on Bandcamp, free to download, or ignore entirely. Hopefully you enjoy it though. Thanks for tuning in.